Sip Mrs. Sadhwani, Sip Mrs. Mirchandani, Sip Lakshmi, Sip Atmatray, Sip Mutkulanand, Sip Pankaj, Sip Ashok, Sip Ru Mataji, Sip Girish, Sip Samatma, Sip Parvati Amma, Sip Sagai Raj, Sip Yogini, Sip Rekha, Sip Ashok, Sip Bliko, Sip Eru, Sip Rohit, Sip Dasi. And the rest of you who I cannot see, today the subject is, are you stuck to the world? Are you stuck to the world or are you clinging to it? Do you all know the difference? There are two different things. One is you're stuck to the world. And the second is you're clinging to it. So what is the reality? Yes. Who would like to be the spiritual champion for today? Let us start. Because both are a problem. Both are a problem. If we are stuck to this world, we can't get enlightenment. If we are stuck to this world, we can't get, and we are clinging, we will never get enlightenment. See, because what happens is, what happens when we cling to this world? We are clinging to an illusion. We are clinging to, it's not easy what subject we talk of. I was speaking to somebody who is a captain of a ship from Ukraine. Now, they're a captain of a ship in Ukraine, they come from Ukraine, and there's so much war happening and things like that. And for that person to believe it's a Leela, it's a show, it's not easy, right? Is it easy? It's not easy. But the fact is that this world is like that. This world, so many things are going to happen. And the question which I'm asking you, would you want a life of pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain? Do you want that kind of world, or do you want to live a world of Sat Chit Anand? That is the big choice. And that brings us to the question, are you stuck to the world? If you are going to be stuck to the world, you will have pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain. Or are you clinging to it? Sometimes unrealizingly, we create our own prison. We create our own prison. And we don't want to. We don't intend to create the prison, but we create. We create because of fear of you losing a loved one, because of duty, because of responsibility, because of shame. My Guruji often told me, beware of duty, lust, and shame. So, my dear friends, who would like to start? I'm asking you the question. Are you stuck to the world or are you clinging to it? Who would like to start? Chidanand. Yes, sir.
Shivam Guruji.
Sure.
It is a natural state for any human being to be either stuck or clinging to the samsara. But if you use your intellect and you choose the path of mumukshu, it is but natural that one naturally doesn't cling to the world because he uses his viveka and vairagya and sets himself free. Because only in human organism there is intellect,
so is
which
it
you should use.
As simple as you are saying? It is an automatic process. The way you are saying, it looks like it's just...
No, it's a sadhana chatushtaya has to be done. And with the guidance of the Guru and the grace of God, it is achievable. One has to, once the anubhuti is there, that clinging to samsara or getting stuck is with you a dual life as a yogi.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Since the subject is that, why are we stuck to this world?
That's because of the natural process. As a human being, once you are born,
no.
If you don't use your intellect,
then naturally, why are we stuck? What is the reason? What is the natural reason?
Natural reason is ignorance, the panchaklesha, which happens because of ignorance.
So ignorance should not be something natural.
It's the fear, the ignorance, basically. Not knowing your true nature.
We are stuck to the world, like we spoke about. What you're saying, we are stuck to the world because of fear. You are stuck to the world because of your senses.
Yes.
The senses of the body want certain things. You are stuck to the world. But what is the difference between being stuck to the world or clinging to it? What do you have to say the difference between these two?
Stuck to the world is basically it's because of prarabdha. You get stuck because you are a part of samsara. Clinging is like a agami karma. You know, you can cling or you can use your viveka and vairagya to get detached.
But why do we still
So it's a
cling?
dual. Because at any given point of time, mumukshu has to play a dual role. He's stuck. At the same time, he can use his agami to get himself not cling.
So, Chirana, you said a very good thing, but you went away from it. See, sometimes we are stuck to this world because of our prarabdha karma. Do you agree?
Yes.
Sometimes
Yes.
you're stuck to, but when you're clinging to the world, it's not prarabdha karma.
It is agami, yes.
And that is caused by why?
Ignorance, not
Correct.
knowing.
Now you're back. Now you're in consciousness. You went away from the point. So, out of ignorance, I told you I was clinging on to a responsibility up to last month. It was a big problem. It was a huge problem. I just let go because I felt it was my duty. I felt it was my responsibility. But then I realized it was my ignorance. I just let go and I got that freedom. My dear friends, it's not easy. See, even sticking to the word, Chidan, you said sticking is prarabdha. But while if you are stuck to the world, if we use agami karma, we can be unstuck.
Yes.
So who would like to share a situation where you're stuck or you're clinging? Who would like to share?
Our false sense of responsibility, I think, creates that. Because I always undergo this false sense of responsibility, and you tend to cling to the world or get stuck with the situation or your position.
Is Rajesh there on the call? Rajesh, what is the shairi, Rajesh? You know what's the shairi of this false sense of responsibility? You know the shairi?
Sir, no, sir.
You don't know the shairi?
I missed it, sir.
If sometimes, Rajesh, we are stuck to this world because we feel responsible. It is our responsibility, and so we are stuck in this world. Correct? So the shairi we have to say for the Rajesh, because you're the shairi man. The shairi is Put saput to kyu dhan sanche, put kaput to kyu dhan sanche.
Put saput to kim dhan sanjay, put saput to kim dhan sanjay.
You know that, you have heard it, right?
I know it.
So the point is, if we feel a ownership, a responsibility for our children, if the children is useless, then whatever you do for them also, it will be no use. And if your children are too good, whatever you do for them, they don't need it. But we are stuck with the responsibility, my baby, my child, I have to send. Yeah, we have to send the child up to sending to school, right? Up to college. Then some people are feeding their children till they are 75 years old. The man is 95 years old, the son is 75 years old, he's feeding his son. Have you seen cases like this? I can tell you there are cases like this. So how do we get out of this? So who would like to go next? Do we have we have people only listening today. We don't have the people speaking. Come on. Who is going to attempt?
Shivam Sarji,
Shivam Ashok.
it's all because both the things are all because of our thoughts.
And what is causing these thoughts, Ashok?
The mind is giving us those thoughts. We are not controlling the mind.
For what reason?
Because we are in the mind state.
So what is the solution to this?
Let go. Let go. What you cannot change.
Can you give an example?
Sir, Sarji, because of your thoughts, what has happened back previously, it is only because of those things you are thinking. So forget them. Past is past. Forget them. You cannot do anything.
You're talking about we are stuck to the world, or you're talking about we are clinging to the world? What are you talking about?
Clinging to the world, we have to let go. Stuck to the world, we have to control our thoughts.
Thought is a problem in all senses. See, my dear friends, Girish, I'm coming to you in a moment. Girish, you're next. My point to you all, why is this subject today? Today's subject, Are you stuck to the world or are you clinging to it? Why are we having this subject today? Because as long as you're stuck to the world or you're clinging to it, either you can get samsara or you can get moksha. Either you can choose the material world or you can choose the ecstasy of the spiritual world. You've got to make a choice. Now this choice, if you are stuck, then you have to kick it. You have to kick it. You have to break free. And if
Sarji,
yeah.
we are thinking all this is real, but this is Maya. It's only an illusion.
But we are stuck to the illusion, no, Ashok?
Yes, Sarji, that is why we are thinking it is real.
So what's the solution to that?
You have to come into the consciousness state. You have to be in consciousness.
Okay, good. Well said, Ashok. You're speaking in a very advanced manner, so you have to be in consciousness. But people, I want to know why this question came. Some people have asked me this question. I'm stuck. Somebody asked me the question, I'm stuck, what to do? So I asked them back the question, are you stuck or are you clinging? There's a big difference. Are you stuck? When you're stuck, it's not your fault. You're stuck. But here you're not stuck, you're clinging. You're foolishly clinging to something that is going to make you unhappy. Why are you clinging to something that is going to make you miserable? For what? Why can't you make an intelligent choice? So is it duty? Is it shame? What is the reason? Is it lust? Is it greed? What is the emotion that is making us cling to a foolish thing? This rhyme came. What is the reason we are trying to cling to a foolish thing? We have to find out. Girish. Yes, Girish.
People think that this body is real, this world is real, and so they are either clinging or stuck to the world so as to get permanent happiness and permanent safety or security. But this world, being mithya, cannot provide you with permanent security or happiness.
Oh, very well said.
So we have to realize that it is mithya.
So this is a very beautiful thing Girish said. Because of this illusion, we are clinging. So Girish says, the new point Girish has brought. We think, oh, this is my son. This is my son. So I cling to my son. How long is going to be your son? Suppose tomorrow the son tells you goodbye, daddy. Hi, papa. Goodbye, papa. You heard the story. You heard the story of in India, which is that Raymond's story. Have you heard the Raymond story? The father gave the entire crores, hundreds of crores of business to his son. And now the father has no food to eat. You heard the story? Singhania, the name of the owner of Raymond's. So I'm telling you from what is in the media. So the point is that we are clinging to an illusory world. And one day we will die. I told you death is not going to come and knock and give you a warning. Girish, I'm coming. After so much time, I'm coming. You be ready. No, death will not come like that. Suddenly it will come. Suddenly. And if you're clinging, Girish, what happens if you're clinging? If you're clinging, death will say, okay, next janam. So we have to try to get out of this. Very good. Well said, Girish. Anything more before we give Rumataji? Rumataji, unmute कीजिए.
प्रणाम गुरुजी, शिवोहम.
प्रणाम, नमस्कार, बताइए.
गुरुजी, ये 4 लाइंस हैं. प्रभु प्यारे से जिसका संबंध है, उसे हरदम आनंद ही आनंद है. झूठी ममता से करके किनारा, लेके सच्चे प्रभु का सहारा. जो उसकी रजा में रजामंद है, उसे हरदम आनंद ही आनंद है. वही बात है जैसे प्रभु जी आप कहते हैं भक्ति में ऐसे जादू के पल में सब सच का एहसास हो जाता है. तो अगर हम प्रभु को याद रखें तो ना तो क्लिंगिंग होगी और ना ही स्टक होंगे.
बट हम प्रभु को कहाँ प्रायोरिटी देते हैं माता जी? वेयर आर वी गिविंग द प्रायोरिटी? प्रभु जी को प्रभु की प्रायोरिटी कौन करता है? हम प्रभु के पास कब जाते हैं रूमाता जी? कोई भी प्रभु के पास कब जाता है? बताइए, कब जाते हैं प्रभु के पास?
गुरु जी कोशिश करते हैं प्रभु के सहारे की, कि प्रभु ही सब कुछ है।
हम प्रभु के पास तब जाते हैं जब हमारा प्रॉब्लम हो, when we have a problem, or when we want something. प्रभु मेरा बच्चे का एग्जाम है प्रभु, हाँ मैं अगरबत्ती जा रहा हूँ, मेरे बच्चे का कल एग्जाम है, थोड़ा मैं टुडे आई एम लाइटिंग अगरबत्ती। तो उससे क्या होगा? लाइटिंग अगरबत्ती, tomorrow is your child's examination. So Prabhu will come and write the examination for you, or Prabhu will change the question answer paper. You know, मैंने कल एक status बनाया. I was in Bangkok, I was in Thailand. आपने देखा वो status? देखा? In the status in Thailand, there are a lot of gods in Thailand. So I've taken a status Thailand. बड़ा प्रभु का एक statue है और प्रभु के सामने watermelon रखा है, watermelon. प्रभु आपको खाना है, भोग लगाना, भोग. हम प्रभु को खाना खिलाते हैं ना, लड्डू खिलाते हैं. प्रभु आपको क्या पसंद है? गणपति को जलेबी, जलेबी. तो गणपति को लड्डू खिलाओ, जलेबी खिलाओ.
और गुरु जी अगर हम प्रभु की, if we count the blessings and be gratitude for that, thankful to all the things which God has given us, तो भी हम stuck नहीं होंगे और तो भी हम cling नहीं करेंगे.
Rumata ji, I can't tell that for you for guarantee. If you are a yogi, you will not be stuck. See, who is stuck? A person who is stuck is who is not already stuck. If you are stuck to God, if you are already in yoga, then where's the question of you being stuck? The problem is we are not yogis. Dhyana yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, prema yoga. You move from one state of yoga to another. Then where will you be stuck in this world? Somebody comes and tells me, chalo movie ke liye chalo. Main jata hu. Come on, Mr. AiR, let us go for a movie. I say, bakwas. Somebody come and tell me, chalo, we'll go out to a social party hai. Aaj ek rummy party hai. Deepavali ki rummy party. Main nahi jata hu. A person who values their time will not go for any faltu matter. They are unstuck. Or they are not clinging. See, I'm giving you an example. It's not that I never go to a mall. I go to a mall when I need to shop. I go to a mall. If I'm in a foreign place, I go to a mall for some time. I'm not saying that you should be locked in your room from morning to night. But there are some people, Saturday, Sunday, matlab subh se sham tak mall. Subh, Saturday morning to Sunday evening. Starting with mall, then lunch, then movie, then cinema, then bar, then pub, then restaurant.
Yeah, right, sir.
See, somebody is endorsing, right, sir? From Friday evening till Monday morning. From Friday evening till Monday morning, we have become like the Spanish. Spanish ko pata hai na, Spanish in Spain mein, Friday lunch the office is closed. And Monday they open only at lunch. Everybody in Spain goes for holiday. Friday afternoon to Monday morning. You go and see in Spain how it is. That's why the country collapsed. The whole country only collapsed. Blico.
Shivam, everybody. So like you said, our birth is because of mind and ego with unfulfilled desire, right?
Correct.
So right from the birth, which is a reason of ignorance, we are in the mode of illusion.
Correct.
And that's why it is natural.
Sir, I disagree that because I lived in Spain, there's nothing like that.
Okay. You come, don't speak in between. You kindly put your hand up and then speak. Okay. Yes.
So the
Sorry,
99% people are programmed ignorance, and that's why they are stuck and clinging to the sansar to get the pleasures and happiness and everything, right? So for that, to get liberation or to understand this stickiness, stuck and the clinging, we need to know that we are not stuck. We are free.
Good.
We are Atma.
Good.
So the example you can explain in proper way, but I heard the story of this washerman and the donkey.
1 minute. Did you understand what beautiful thing Blico said? Did you hear? Blico said, we are never stuck. We are only clinging. Bliko says we are never stuck. We are only clinging because we
Clinging.
have a choice. Arre, we can say, na, you can say, get lost. Something is holding you back. You say, get lost. Ja rahe re. In our Shivaji, they say, ja rahe. Go man. Kyun? Because you have a choice to refuse. Somebody comes and offers you cigarette. Cigarette pio. And ja rahe. No, no one. Somebody comes and tells you have a glass of beer. It's the first time. No one. Go. Che, get out. No one. So I like, sorry to interrupt your point, Bliko, beautiful point. Bliko says, we are never stuck. We are only clinging because this world is a choice. And we have a choice. We human beings, a dog doesn't have a choice. A pig doesn't have a choice. A frog doesn't have a choice. A tree doesn't have a choice. But a human being has a choice. Beautiful. I really am impressed. Bliko, beautiful point. We are all
One more
clinging.
point.
Nobody's stuck.
Yeah,
Continue.
one more point for this, the reason for that we are not stuck is the story of washerman and donkey. Have you, maybe you have heard the story of donkey, the washerman taking his clothes on the donkey to wash at the river of, bank of the river. And he used to put the clothes and tie the donkey to the tree so that he can wash and go back and then untie him and then put the clothes and then he can go back. So every time this was going on, one day he forgot the rope to tie the donkey, right? So he came and he unload his clothes, and then he was stuck. Now he said, what should I do? If I put the donkey there near the tree, he will run away. And then after washing, I have to look for the donkey. So he was scratching his head what to do. And then he saw one wise man coming. So he said, sir, can you help me? I have this donkey and I forgot my rope to tie him. So that was a sannyasi guy. He said, it's not a problem. He said, what? What do you do every day? I use the rope and tie him to the tree. He said, do the same thing, but I don't have rope. So, okay, no, don't worry. Just pretend that you are tying the donkey. So he said, it will work. Do it. It will work. And the wise man was sitting in his hut, and this guy believed him. So he just tried, and then he was washing the clothes and keeping his eye on the donkey. What is he doing? Donkey was just doing normal, like he was just walking nearby the tree and just eating grass and sitting there and waiting for this guy to complete his work. And then after finishing his work, he put it all the clothes and he was happy. He said, "Oh, very good, nice. Without rope, I can tie the donkey." And then he put it.
Beautiful.
Then donkey didn't move.
Yeah.
Donkey don't move. I said, why? He was beating him, but he was not moving. Then he saw the wise man again. He said, "Oh, sir, you made me a good idea, but I am stuck. This donkey is not moving." He said, "But did you untie him?" He said, "What untie? I don't use the rope. He's never tied." No, but donkey doesn't know he is not tied. He
Donkey thinks
that
he's stuck.
tied.
So donkey, you understand what Bliko's story is. The donkey thinks he's stuck, and the donkey thinks he's tied. So when the donkey has to go, he says, where have you untied me? He was never tied. We human, beautiful. Today Bliko is in
So
consciousness.
we are like that
Bliko is
donkey.
in Satchitanand today. So Bliko has given
like
two
donkey.
beautiful. Bliko has taken the championship today from today's talk. First, Bliko says that none of us is stuck. And second, he says we are like donkeys. But Bliko tells us we are all like donkeys. We all think we are stuck. Arre, we are not stuck. But the donkey thinks he's stuck. We are all thinking like this. And Ashok Nichani said, because of the mind. Yeah, the mind makes us a donkey. The mind is a monkey, it makes us a donkey. Beautiful story. Bliko, our story was the camel's rope. We have got the same story but it's a beautiful story. The donkey, the washerman and the donkey. We will register your story for future reference. The washerman, the washerman and his donkey. So, my dear friends, why are we thinking we are stuck to this world? Because of certain insecurities, because of our own illusions, because of fear, because of no yoga, because of lack of faith. So there are so many reasons. And finally, who said it? If we are in a state of consciousness, then we will be unstuck. So it is, thank you, Bliko, for it. Who else would like to speak? Rekha Chaudhary. Anybody else other than Bolo Rekha?
Shivam,
Shivam.
I'm stuck in non-living things.
What about non-living things?
तो मतलब कि घर में इतने सारे कपड़े हैं, अब सारे कपड़े भी तो भगवान ही है ना।
हाँ।
तो क्या करना क्या है उन चीजों का, जो चीजें हमको जरूरत नहीं है अभी।
हाँ।
जैसे कि बुक्स है, कपड़े है और कुछ एक्स्ट्रा सामान है, उन सब का क्या करना है?
रोड पे छोड़ दो,
जला दो।
रेखा अभी लोग ग्रुप आपका जवाब देता है, मुझे देने का जरूरत ही नहीं है। तो आपका क्वेश्चन इज नॉट स्पिरिचुअली रेलेवेंट रेखा। हम बोल रहे हैं हर चीज में प्रभु है, उसका सही रेलेवेंस से समझो। प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड द क्वेश्चन विथ रेलेवेंस। डोंट से हमारे घर में कपड़े पड़े हैं, क्या करें? कपड़े पड़े, ब्लिको बोला ना, जला दो। जो भी नहीं चाहिए रेखा, जला दो। हाँ? So
वो भी तो सिर्फ है ना यार।
अरे वो आग तो भी सिर्फ है ना। You know, Rekha, you need to do a lot of studying. You need to do a lot of study before you reach the point of understanding. आप जैसे है ना, जैसे एक बच्चा ना, वो नर्सरी बच्चा, वो बोलता है मम्मी मुझे चांद चाहिए। तो मम्मी क्या बोलती है? चांद चाहिए? जब मम्मी एक प्लास्टिक के बाल्टी में वो चांद का रिफ्लेक्शन बच्चे को देते हैं, देखो चांद ले लो। तुम ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछती है।
मतलब मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया है, एक बार जो चीज हमारे पास थी तो हमने क्या किया, इसकी जरूरत नहीं है, उसको हमने कचरे के डब्बे में डाल दिया, लेकिन उस चीज की जरूरत हमको कुछ दिन के बाद बहुत पड़ी। तो
फिर
वही तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा, अब करना क्या है?
आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा, बिकॉज आपको नहीं समझना है। जिसको समझना है उसको समझ में आ जाएगा, और जिसको नहीं समझना है तो उसको कभी समझ में नहीं आएगा। तो आप और ये कॉल डेली अटेंड करो, धीरे धीरे आपको समझ में आ जाएगा। राजेश बोलो, राजेश, व्हाट इज योर क्वेश्चन?
सर क्वेश्चन नहीं सर, मैं आई वांटेड टू रिप्लाई टू हर कि
ओके, व्हाट डू यू वांट टू रिप्लाई? रिप्लाई करो राजेश, क्या रिप्लाई देना है?
सर एक सांख्य का बड़ा एक मूल मंत्र बोले, मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं, ये तन किसी का है दिया, जो भी है मेरा यहाँ वो धन किसी का है दिया, देने वाले ने दिया इस शान से, लेने वाला बोल गया सब मेरा है अभिमान से।
रेखा तुम ये सब सीखो, तुम राजेश के शायरी सीखो, कम से कम तुम डेली एक शायरी रिपीट करना। ओके, बोलो आपका नेक्स्ट। बोलो क्या क्वेश्चन है?
अगर इंसान को चोट पहुंचती है तो इंसान को तो दर्द होता है, क्या उस सिप को भी दर्द होता है?
सिप को बहुत दर्द होता है। सिप को तो सबसे ज्यादा दर्द होता है ना, बिकॉज सिप कौन है? सिप का मतलब जानती है? तुम ये पूछ रही हो कि अगर हमारे घर में टीवी जो है, टीवी इज अ गैजेट। वो टीवी को कुछ भी हो सकता है, लेकिन करंट को नहीं होता है। करंट इज द पावर सप्लाइंग, सिप इज द पावर, सुप्रीम इमॉर्टल पावर। सिप को कभी दर्द नहीं हो सकता है, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड। ओके रेखा, बिकॉज रेखा 50 लोग हैं, आपका सवाल has to be relevant। अगर सवाल रेलेवेंट नहीं ना तो 50 लोगों को मतलब उनका टाइम वेस्ट हो जाता है। So my dear friends, I am putting this together. Today is an important session, and I like Bliko taking the session to a new level. If we are stuck to this world, we have to understand we are not stuck. We are clinging. Beautifully said. It is like that man who was hanging onto the tree, and he kept on saying, "Bachao, bachao, bachao, bachao." And the saint passed by. The followers told the saint, that man is asking for help. Should we help? The saint said, don't help. Why? Last time also I tried to help him. When you go to help him, he's not wanting to leave the tree. He wants to cling to the tree. Why are we clinging to this material world? Why cannot we be in a state of yoga? Why cannot we be in a state of Sat Chit Anand? Why cannot we let go of useless material pleasures? Why can't we be in a state of eternal bliss? See, when we can be divine, when you can be divine, why should you depend on wine? When you can be divine, then why depend on wine? Or when you are the divine spirit, then why wait for the spirit in the bottle? These are all examples that remind us not to cling to something that will stop us from liberation. Now I'm coming to the final point. What is the whole idea? We are clinging to this world. If we cling to this world, what happens? We will not get liberation. We will not get liberation. What happens? We will come back again and again, and we will suffer. So my dear friends, it is not, I don't discourage you all from enjoying this world. I tell you all, do whatever you're doing. There's nothing wrong. Sometimes some people ask me, can I buy shirt? Can I buy cosmetics? Can I buy shoes? Can I buy a car? You can buy whatever you want. But don't cling to it. Because when you cling to it, you become a slave. I'm repeating to you, don't create a prison. Don't create a prison in your life and you become the prisoner of your own prison. It's just like giving the string of your head. You tie a string in your head and you give it to somebody and somebody is pulling the strings. What do you become? You become a puppet. You become a puppet. You give the string of your life to somebody else's hands. So whatever that person wants to do, that person keeps on doing and you're going like this. You're doing like this. Your hands are, you are dancing like a puppet. Why? Because you have given over the string to somebody else. In the scripture, the important word they speak about is called mukti. Mukti means freedom. And mukti is attained when you stop clinging. Clinging is not a good thing. Whether you cling or you're attached, another word is attachment. What is attachment? Attachment is clinging. We may be clinging to the world, we may be clinging to people. Some people are clinging to their money. Some people are clinging to their money. What is the use? What is the use? I know a person every day, they do dhan puja. Dhan puja means they open the tijori, they open their safe and they light agarbatti and they do puja. They do puja for their money. Oh, paisa, don't go anywhere. Oh, Lakshmi Bhagwan, idhar hi rehna, kidhar jana mat. You must be knowing many people like that. This doesn't help. Chalo, before we close, Ru bataiye. Ru.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, Ru bataiye.
Incident happened with me. I had cleaned my daughter's cupboard and I took out the clothes which doesn't fit her. Somehow she saw those clothes in my car. I have kept for donation. Now she started crying for the clothes that I don't want to donate now. When I want, then I will donate. You please bring back my clothes. So how do we imbibe this in our children? Children get attached to objects.
Children getting attached to objects, I understand. But adults getting attached, I don't understand. If children get, see, if children get attached, what you have to do is you have to be intelligent, not to show her you're taking the clothes and giving away. Children have got a small memory. Then why did you show the clothes to her?
But she suddenly by mistake she got to see.
It's just like us, just like saying, how can I teach a second standard child a complicated algebra equation? You can't teach a second standard child a complicated algebra equation, bro. Yeah. The day I was asking somebody in the temple, sixth standard child, I was trying to explain to them the life cycle in the mother's stomach. Can a sixth standard child understand?
No.
Which standard child understands? You know?
9th or 10th. 10th, I think.
In 10th standard. So if you try to explain that to 4th standard or 6th standard child, how they will understand?
No, but she's now 13 years old. She should understand.
No, so that depends on how you make them. You must make them understand. See, these clothes are of no use. There are poor children. They have no clothes to wear. How can they live? They have no. We must be kind. We must be compassionate. If we are kind, we give. The more we give, the more God will give us. If you plant mangoes, then God will give you. Plant one mango seed, God will give 100 mangoes. You have to explain. You as a
Yeah.
parent, you try to explain as much as you can.
Keep saying this to her,
Yeah.
on and
But
off.
but honestly, Ru, it is not, the subject is not to teach children so much. Children will grow up and children will learn. But we as adults, we are clinging and we are becoming miserable and we are not attaining self-realization. And I'm telling you, as an adult, I was clinging to my business for 25 years. What do you have to say about it? I was not a child. For 25 years, I was clinging to success. 25 years is a joke. And then for 7 years, I was having maja. Maja means every month one new country. Just maja, holiday. No writing book, no doing God's work, nothing. Huh? Greenland, Finland, New Zealand. And then
All
one day,
bhoga.
all bhoga. It was all bhoga. I was in bhoga for 7 years. I was in success for 25 years. And then I was in fulfillment. I thought I was in fulfillment. And nothing, I was not harming anybody. My money, my time, but I was wasting my life. You know, today, if I tell somebody, sometimes I tell my mother, you're wasting 3 hours watching a useless movie. I tell my mother, you're wasting 3 hours watching a useless movie. She tells me, what else I should do? My mother tells me what else I should do. She's 83 years old. What to tell my mother? See, the problem is, at 83, you cannot reprogram somebody, but at 23, 33, 43, maybe you can. My point is, if we are wasting our time and life being, suppose somebody, I'll tell you this, okay? There are people, I saw them in the plane today. Every evening, they need a drink. Every evening, they need a drink. You know people like this? They are clinging. They are clinging to liquor. They think without a drink, they cannot sleep. They think without a drink, that's all. Their life is just from morning to evening, they're waiting. I have some people like this in my office. I have a person like this in my office. Every day, he must drink.
But lungs get damaged and we ultimately die because of that.
Of course, they know it. They know it. What about people who smoke? People who smoke, they don't know that every cigarette is killing them. But ask them to give up smoking. How many people can give up smoking? Very difficult. So these are all examples of clinging. And we have moved from clinging to the material world to clinging to negative vices. My dear friends, any clinging is bad. Any clinging, except one. Except
to God,
one.
with God, with God,
Clinging
with God.
Yeah, you have to cling the divine. There has to be deep yearning for the divine. प्रभु मेरा जीवन अर्पण करो तुझको और कुछ ना मैं चाहता तू जो मिले मुझको स्वीकार मैं हूँ करता देता जो भी मुझको. Can we sing this? The latest bhajan, you know the latest bhajan. Girish, you heard the latest bhajan. Have you heard? तू मिला जो एक मुझको और क्या है जो मैं चाहूं वो खुशी मिली है मुझको मैं खुशी से मर ना जाऊं. So this song is one more line is there. संसार से मुक्त होके तुझसे मैं एक हो जाऊं. So this is what we need. This clinging is good.
गुरुजी, आपने तो एक झटके में सब खत्म कर दिया ना. आप अगर थोड़ी बहुत आपको जो क्लिंगिंग थी सक्सेस से आपने तो एक ही बार में उसको शट कर दिया और ड्रॉप कर दिया।
तो आप भी करो।
हम लोग तो करते नहीं है ना ऐसा कि बिल्कुल बस कट है, अब ये करना ही नहीं है।
तो आप लोग धीरे 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 करते हैं, तो धीरे धीरे नहीं होता है ना। तो रूमाता जी, there must be a deep yearning for the divine. See, there are two. Either you can be clinging to the divine or clinging to samsara. You decide. Remember this, when you're clinging to a meaningless samsara, when you're clinging to the meaningless samsara, you know what it means? You're losing sip. You're losing sip. You decide, you want sip or you want to go on a trip. You have to decide.
गुरुजी सिप।
हाँ, सिप मतलब रू माता जी ऐसा नहीं बोलना है ना। रू माता जी बोलते हैं नहीं, वो कल गेस्ट आ गए ना, तो गेस्ट के सामने हमारा जूम कॉल तो खत्म हो गया, गेस्ट के सामने क्या कर सकते हैं। अरे गेस्ट को गोली मारो, गेस्ट को बोलो जूम कॉल आप भी देखो। हाँ रू माता जी, आप यू फील एम्बैरेस्ड कि गेस्ट के।
गुरुजी फ्रेंड को दिया था पर मेरे ख्याल ज्वाइन नहीं किया।
ऐसा नहीं, कोई सामने आता है, आप जूम कॉल को मिस क्यों करना है? आपको नहीं मिस करना है।
मुझे तो नहीं करना है।
कोई आए,
पर कभी कभी हो जाता है ना मिस। कल इंटरनेट नहीं था तो फोर्सफुली मिस हो गया, तब क्या कर सकते हैं?
नहीं, you can have alternative connection. हाँ, कभी कभी मैं मानता हूँ you are helpless, but it should not become frequent. It should not become. Okay, let us close. Time. My administrator is telling me time up. So my dear friends, today's message is this: we are not stuck to this world. You are not stuck. If you are thinking you are stuck, the mistake is you are clinging. And if you are clinging, if you are not clinging to sip, then nirvana will slip. If you're not clinging to sip, then your nirvana, your moksha will slip. With that, I fold my hands and bow down to you.